Hello, and welcome back to Hardcore Minecraft Season 2, episode... I think this is 60. I think we're starting the 60s, guys. I think. But, behind me you'll see some two very strange looking plans. Now, these are actually the plans for the two farms I'm planning on building. That is a very, very basic creeper farm. I didn't want to do any that were high-tech and massive. I want something that is small and can blend into my village. So, this guy is actually going to be stacked on top of one another, and then we're going to build the rest of the building on top of it. So both of these are actually going to end up being still massive buildings, much like that one. Speaking of which, the villagers have started breeding. I think I have like 4 of them in there now. So you can see one of them running around. And they have started spawning iron golems. You can see him kind of sitting right there. That guy spawned on top of the roof originally. I had to knock him down. I don't know why, but he's down there now, so I'm not going to mess with it too much. But I wanted to put them over here because, A, I have my already going sheep farm over here. Not to mention, that side of the village is very cluttered. There's a whole lot going on over there. I originally had plans to maybe put it in one of these smaller buildings that didn't really have anything going on. But with the size of the melon farm, I'm gonna just make a whole new building for it because it's gonna have to be massive. And if I try to put it on that side, I'm gonna have to do a whole lot more terraforming in order to do it. So, let's put some more stuff next to the water over here. Because I was gonna have to fill this area up with buildings eventually. So, why not go ahead and put 2 farms that are gonna have a high amount of usage to them. The melon and pumpkin farm, one side's melons, one side's pumpkins. Today we're only doing the melon side. And I'm only getting it set up. I'm not actually going to be doing any of the, hold on, I'll think of it in a second. I'm not going to be doing any of the decorative bits on this one. This guy, I have plans to do the decorative side of it. Now, the problem is getting to that decorative side. Whee! And why are they plotted out in birch? I thought we ran out of birch. No, I've farmed birch. Hold on. I think it's actually in this box. Yeah, I have some birch. I originally planted some birch and acacia trees down here. And in order to put down both of these, I had to farm them up. So now we have plenty of wood to work with. I still have spruce trees and stuff that I'm going to have to chop down. But I didn't have enough time in between episodes to do both. And I need this area cleared anyway. Now, this farm, this is just the farm piece. These walls, I'm actually going to straighten out and just put like some light sources in here so they don't work like that. Or they don't spawn anything in here. But this is the actual farm. Now, where did I get the idea for this farm? I saw multiple different videos on them. I was kind of looking around for something very simple, wasn't huge or high-tech or anything else like that. Just something simple. This actually uses the power of cats to just push them into the center and then funnel them down to a killing chamber. So, I have to get this set up and then figure out the killing chamber and all that other stuff. But first things first, I have to get out in my box. I forget which one I was using for this one. Cobblestone, yes. This is the one I was using for this one. Here we go. Now, I need to get a floor in place because this is actually going to be a step up from all my normal buildings, which typically I have to dig out the floor for. I'm actually going to make this entire thing one step up. Actually, those don't need to exist. So, I will be back after I finish plotting all of this out. Okay, now that entire thing is replaced. All that birch wood back in my inventory. Now, this is just the first chamber of it. Now, I'm going to have to grab my cats so I can actually plot them in here. But the whole gist of this one is you put a cat back here. And this is the effective radius to make creepers run from them. And due to there being trapdoors in here, they will fall through and go to a killing chamber. Okay, slight detour for a second. I've been thinking about the collection agency for this one. And I think I actually want to connect them both to this building. So it's kind of like a little cove of buildings right here. And we could probably take a path off of that and bring it back this way, but it did end up causing some issues for this path. I fixed it. It's not that big of an issue, just needed to slightly turn it a bit more sharply. But down here, it's not aesthetic looking yet, is the collection agency for the farm. Now this is going to collect the gunpowder and kill off the creepers. So, this I've tested in a creative world. I'm not sure how well this glass is going to do for it, but I wanted some way to see it. They used normal glass, but I wanted some other form, like I wanted to keep sunlight from getting in there. Just to make it look better, in my opinion. Eventually this is going to look aesthetic, but for right now we are focusing on farms, not making them look pretty. Now, this is actually going to be, at some point, a double-tiered farm. I do want to put a second level on this. But, for right now, I am just going to smack a roof on this. Now, to help this building look more aesthetic, I did get tinted glass, which is going to help with the whole fact of this can't actually have actual windows on it. And I want it to look like a normal building. So I am going to put tinted glass on it, just to help it blend into the rest of the area. Alright, I was correct. I only needed 4 more to finish the glass over here. It does give it the look of a normal building, which is what I was going for this entire thing. Granted, typically I would put in more windows and I wouldn't use full glass, I would use panes. But we don't have the paned version of these, so we're gonna have to deal with this. Okay, and there we go, the whole bottom portion of this farm, done. Now what do I mean by bottom portion? I've been talking about making this thing double-decker. I do want to put a second story on this building, and make it a second piece to this farm. So I am just going to have to build this up another portion, but I'm not doing that today. I just wanted to get some of these farms up and functional for the day. Now we haven't collected anything because for a farm like this to work, I actually have to be a good ways away from it. So we're not going to see anything while I'm over here working on it, but we will be seeing some stuff later. Now I'm going to focus on making a bit of this more aesthetic. Okay, and there's that. Now the walls are done. Now I've got to get a roofing in. Now why am I doing this all in sandstone? This actually used to be a beach. This entire area. Hold on. Up here, this all used to be sand. Most of the way up to here, I think the path kind of insinuates where the sand originally was. If you go back to my first episodes, my starter house was actually on the beach. Because all of this was sand originally. So, all this area that I've excavated, completely in sand. Pain in the butt, but it actually doesn't look too bad. So now I'm going to make this entire area, or as much of it as I can, look slightly more on the aesthetic side. Okay. Now there's that building started. Now all of these are going to go up one more, just like all the rest of my buildings. But I'm just wanting to get some of them in, so I can kind of start visualizing this area. Okay, but one thing I am going to do before we finish off this video is finish off this building. Now this building isn't going to be too large, so I think I can actually manage to still do this one in this video. Now I am going to have to wait to do the melon farm, because the creeper farm took me so long to set up, but I did set up where I want this system to run off into, and it also gives me time to get the rest of the material in order to finish off the pumpkin side of the pumpkin melon farm. So I can have all of this ready to go by the time I get to the next video. Oh, the iron golem has made his way into the cow pen. How fun. Okay, something I did not expect. There are things spawning in here, but not creepers. I mean, Mob grinder's nice. It's not awful. But not what I was wanting. I'm gonna have to do some testing for that one. Okay, quickly gonna light the sucker up. Turns out, I was actually supposed to put trapdoors up here. So, real quick, do I have any other trapdoors besides... No. Okay, well, the walls up there are done. I'm going to quickly see how many trapdoors I can make. And just kind of work from there. Okay, there we go. Farm is fixed after the whole fiasco of it having other mobs in it. I went back and rewatched the tutorial I watched. By the way, I do have the name of the persons I was following now. It is Blaze Dude. That is the one I am following. So that is that piece of the farm done. Now I've got to get back in here and finish up this building so we can get done with this video. There we go. Building is made. Now this top floor isn't actually accessible. It's just there for decoration. I have a torch up there so nothing spawns up there. But there is no way up there. It's just there for decoration because majorly this thing is just here to be a collection system for all of this. Oh, we have gunpowder. Look at there. I also need to get all this random crap out of here. But we now have the farm fixed. So I can go ahead and not have to worry about this. And now I know how to do it for the upper story. Now we are going to have to save this for the next episode. But it is here, and now with the extra time I'll have to put towards it, I'll be able to actually do the entire thing in one go. Now, next video is going to be us focusing on this farm. I'm not going to be finishing the creeper farm in the next episode. It's already there, it's already functioning. I'm going to have to AFK it, but I'm also going to have to AFK trees growing anyway. So, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye!